Hi, I'm Mike Hummel, and I'm a former Wonder Hostess employee who has managed to get some word out there about the differences between what the company's saying and what is true, and this is an attempt to illustrate that farther. Hostess as a company started, I think it was 82 years ago. They survived through the end of the Depression and were the inventors of sliced bread. That gave them a huge advantage in the marketplace, obviously, and were able to mass-produce sliced bread, and everybody loved it. And that's where the phrase "better than sliced bread" comes from. That's technically a Wonder Bread invention. People who work there are extremely proud of that stuff, love the fact that they're a part of a long-term successful endeavor, an iconic brand. Everybody knows what Wonder is. There's no question. It's on the level of Coke and McDonald's and Disney World and all that. Everyone knows what Wonder. And it's something that everyone who worked there had a lot of pride in. Especially for me in the early days. I had 14 years there. In the first several years, I mean, there's no question. Everyone loved it there. Everyone was very happy.
I had a total of 17 years with Wonder Bread and Hostess Cake.
Okay.
My father worked for him for 33 years also. I grew up on Hostess and Wonder Bread. My work ethic was 200% for this company. I hate to see it fail. I've got kids, I gave hours and hours and hours to a company that has a name for 90 years that I feel that, I hate to see it go down.
Yeah. What they've done is they've created this situation where they can get rid of the unions and take the brand names, and there are 30 brand names, and a lot of those brand names are huge. People don't realize they're Hostess. For example, Drake's Cakes, Butternut, Dolly Madison, Home Pride, all that kind of stuff is Wonder Bread products and Hostess products. And when they do this, they're stripping the unions away from those brands and selling the brands in order to drive up the value of that brand. And so by not having union involved when they sell the brand name Hostess to another company, they've actually driven the value so high that while in the media this is portrayed as that they are going to lose a ton of money, the reality is that these owners will pocket hundreds of millions of dollars by the time they sell this company. They supposedly sold $2.5 billion worth of product last year. So according to the company's own people, they're going to sell for around $2.3 to $2.4 billion. And if they do that with no union costs, then the companies that are doing this sale, Monarch and Silver Point, that own us, are in fact going to pocket hundreds of millions of dollars despite the media narrative that they have lost everything. The only people who have lost everything are the employees who the company has put out on the street without having to do so.
I got my last two checks that I worked for Hostess the last week that I worked, and I got my vacation pay. I didn't really think I was going to get my vacation pay, but I got it. Checked my account at the bank, and it was there.
And that's the first week of the strike was the week you were on vacation?
Yes.
And you got your check for that week?
Well, from the week before, from the 9th.
Right, they paid in advance.
Yep, I got it the next week.
But that payment, when did you earn that week of vacation?
Oh, that was from the year before, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So you already earned that week of vacation?
Yes,
okay.
yes. And I got both. I got my last paycheck and my vacation pay, and then 4 days later, I got both those checks were deposited on the 16th, and on the 20th they went back into my account and withdrew my vacation pay.
Wow.
And that's money that a lot of us that are doing. They've done that to other people.
Oh yeah.
I'm not the only one.
Sure.
And you take our money that we've already earned, you already put it in there, and then you take it right back out.
Yeah.
What is that?
All right.
It's not right. Not all the things that we've given up over the years, and now we're getting nothing to show for it.
Yeah. You're not even getting what you paid.
No, not at all. Not at all. And it's not just me, it's everybody else too. And that's not right. All the years of service that we put into the company, and then it's like a slap in the face. It's like our contributions to your, to your place meant nothing to you, and that's not right.
So as far as the retirement goes, you had, how many years would you estimate till you were going to retire?
I had 6 years left.
Okay. And now how many do you have?
I have 18 years left.
So in the matter of, over the course of reading a letter, you basically went from 6 years to 18 years.
Correct.
Wow. Wow.
And yes, I am extremely angry about that. I'm extremely angry that corporate is still asking for more money. That was my raises that I voted to put into my pension that they have refused to put in there. And that is the reason why I went from a 6 years till I was eligible for my full retirement until 18 years till I'm eligible. And that is not fair. While they're still getting their pensions, their bonuses, and their big bucks.
As far as our pension is concerned, the way it works is that we pay $4.25 an hour off of our check into our pension. And it's not necessarily all pension. $3.26 an hour is our pension directly to the pension fund that supports all the retirees. 75 cents is to a retiree insurance program that the union runs for people who worked at bakeries in the past, but maybe they're not currently open bakeries, but whatever, they need some help. So we have a retiree insurance program that can help those people. We also have a death benefits program of 24 cents an hour that we pay per employee per hour at the bakery in order to support the death benefits. So for example, if some guy worked at a bakery in the 1980s and the bakery closed, it was consolidated or something, and he's been out of the loop for 20, 30 years and dies, and his wife can't afford to bury him, then the union will step in with some death benefits and bury them for her. And that's, I feel good about that coming out of my check. We spend $4.25 an hour on supporting our pension fund and these retiree benefit packages, and the company decided in August of 2011 to, in their words, temporarily suspend payments. They would continue to collect the $4.25 an hour from us. So they still got their money. It is self-funded. I mean, they collected that $4.25 an hour from us, but then they turned around and did not send it to the pension.
So that's why we in bankruptcy now, because they didn't implement none of the plans that they said they were going to do.
Yeah, you were there for that. They promised, what they were going to take $10 a week, and what were they going to do with it?
And they was going to reinvest it into the business.
Mm-hmm.
They never did done it. No, they never, none of it for 3 years? So what did they do with the money? Then they turn around, soon as it comes time for contract time, all they want to do is say, this is the best and final offer, which was ridiculous. And can't nobody live by those means. We giving up 27% of our salary over 5 years?
Yeah.
Pay 17% more for our health insurance for less coverage. Our earned income that we work $10 for every week that we work, we ain't gonna get that. They stole $50 million from our pension, and they stopped paying into the pension. So I mean, how can you live? I mean, they didn't leave us no choice.
They talking about not contributing to our fund. This is what they stole. Okay. This is money that was agreed to and voted on years before our parents was even born.
So we're not talking about the company contribution to the pension. We're talking specifically about our contribution to the pension.
Right, our contribution, yes.
Okay, I see that everywhere where people are saying that the company
had nothing to do with that. That was something that we negotiated to have coming out of our wages to go into our pension.
Okay.
It was our wages that went into that.
So how does that directly affect the hourly wage? I mean, it's not as high, right?
It's not as high. Just like if they say, well, we're going to do away with it, fine. Put that $4.26 back onto our salary. But they wouldn't do that either.
Yeah.
It made that salary a little bit lower, but still at the same time, we was looking towards the future. This is why this was voted in.
Yeah. So they not only stole my pension money, they stole the retiree death benefit money, they stole the retiree insurance package money. They stole both of those things in addition to my pension. And they don't, there's no qualms there for them. They do it and they're okay with it. And I don't know what the answer to that is. I would not steal someone's death benefit package. I mean, it just sounds amazing to me that it would even be considered. You know, and that's 99 cents out of the 425 is the 24 cents for retiree death benefits and 75 cents for retiree insurance. And, you know, the union as a whole, I think in general, everyone feels really good about, you know, committing that 99 cents an hour over the course of our lifetimes to those funds. And the company decided to stop sending that money to the places where the money was supposed to go, to the funds. And so two things have happened. Is number one is our pension is stolen. The company does not have to pay that money back because the judge waived it. And two is that we will never get that money back. It's just gone off the top on our, you know, they're not treating, in the whole contract where they talk about our wage cuts, they don't count the 425, they just pretend it like it never existed. So when you hear that we're getting a 8% pay cut in year one, remember that it's actually 27% over 5 years, and they steal the 425 an hour from our pension forever. They don't ever have to pay it back. The judge has waived it as part of the bankruptcy proceedings. Now, in addition to that, people continue to make the false assumption that we will get help from the federal government because there is a pension insurance program where the government steps in and helps. There is no reason to believe that that will help us. That is a program designed for pensions that are underfunded and need money in order to continue. That is different than what happened at Wonder Bread. What Wonder Bread did was they collected the $4.25 an hour from our checks and just never sent it to the pension. So there's no one to bail out. The insurance, the federal insurance program for pensions isn't going to come to me with a check for $4.25 an hour. That money is just gone and stolen from me forever. It's just simply gone. You know, they just, because they never even bothered to send it to the pension fund, it's almost like it never existed as far as the federal pension insurance program is concerned. So yeah, I mean, that's the gist of it, is they stole our 425 and then they don't even have to pay it back because of bankruptcy proceedings. In the previous contract, we agreed to pay $10 a week for infrastructure. Do you feel that you've seen any infrastructure improvements at Hostess?
No, I have
in
not.
Those years? But they continue to get your $10, right?
Exactly, and that's part of the money. Where did it go to?
Right. And $10 a week, by the way, times 18,500 employees is a lot of money.
Yes, it is.
And you can buy a lot of semi-trailers and tractors, and you know, in years of receiving and shipping, I don't recall seeing new trailers and tractors. Do you?
Very few. You know, we're talking 1 out of every 100. You know, maybe a year.
Yeah.
So no, they are not keeping up with our $10 a week, and plus our health care through all this stuff that has gone up.